All right, and welcome to another week of On the Full Racing. Here with you this evening is myself, Adam Fixer, up here in the broadcast booth. Currently, we got about a little less than 15 minutes of practice here this evening as we get loaded into our session here. Thank you for that follow there. Vicus, I think I'm saying the name right. Currently, we're looking at the 13th truck. If I can get zoomed in on him. 13th truck, that is Mark Don Puma. I'm going to have to make sure and check with him that I'm saying that name right, as he's tracking a campsite. So I know right away he's on the team with the Faircroft brothers. Beautiful looking 57 truck there with the Christmas wreath on the front. We also have Ian Austin here in another 1111 team. I think he dropped this one a couple weeks ago when I was here. Unfortunately, missed last week due to some family emergency problems, but we are back this week and ready to go. And this week we are coming to you live from Melbourne. Not sure if I remember correctly which track they call the self-seating racetrack. I'm pretty positive it's the one they call the Monster Mile, if I have my facts right. I would say he's out of Western Virginia. See who else has been on track. It's like David Bullfinch. Happened that outside wall here in that starting 001. Barney Stigman in the number 37 Daisy machine. He's got a Josh Brown in number 14. AMB. Tesla Watson. Mike Stewart Jr. in the number 12. Got Jonathan Herbert in the 34. We got the Master Cup out. There we go. In the 00. He's running again for the Beacon Lodge. First officially him. Running the main team. Brought to you by the Figure Pump Television there, as you see on the front windshield of his truck. Now we're just kind of cycling through trucks here as we're in practice. Looks like we've got about a 13-car field. I am not seeing our standard racing fuller this evening. Not sure exactly where he's at. Hopefully, does everybody hear me okay and understand what I'm saying? Okay, trying to stop the news up. Again, we're looking at number 12, Mike Coogan Jr. Like that Google Pixel has the sponsor on the hood of that machine. Currently, the Faircroft brothers are at the top of the grid once again with Thompson. Those have been your top three competitors all season long. All 3 weeks ago, I think it was when we were at Bristol. I know you got it, when we were at Bristol. Austin ran away with curious to see how they'll finish tonight. As the Carrot Tops are out front. I know Brett, I believe it's Brett, has had some issues trying to get up towards the front, staying up front. Hopefully he has another good run and he can finish in the top three once again. So while we're in practice, how about we jump into the Team 5 or Carrot Top team here and see what they think of check on this new driver that I don't know anything about. Bear with me one moment, so I might have to set this up here. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. And it looks like we should be able to, but I'm not positive on that. Let's see if we can get on the radio with one of these guys over here and see who their new teammate is.
All right. Team 5 here. Oh, hold on. Team 5, stop them. Do any of the Carrot Tops have a copy?
Yeah, we got you.
Who's this new person I see with the team?
Mark Dantuma.
Okay, I was curious how you said the last name. So it's Mark Dantuma?
Yep, Mark Dantuma. He's a veteran out here, aren't you, Mark?
I don't know if I'd say that, but yeah.
Okay, so how are you guys expecting this race to go here at Monster Mile?
The top 4 sweep.
Trying to pull it. But you say you're going to fall asleep?
Yes, absolutely.
No, just staying out of trouble. Hopefully we all can work with each other, and then at the end, just kind of go for it.
It sounds pretty, like a pretty decent win that you almost have every week. And hopefully it comes together for you.
Yeah, eventually I'm going to have to start roughing up Brett and Ian in order to get a win, so maybe that'll be today.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I can get a win here soon. I know you've struggled all season long. Trouble has a way of finding you.
Yeah, I missed the win last week by, I think it was 0.0001 seconds, so it'll come eventually.
It sounds like I was a close one last week that I was unfortunately
Yeah, and I'm in a good-looking truck. If you probably saw.
Yeah, you're rocking the 00. Are you in the 00? Or is that your brother Brett?
No, I'm in the 00 in the Beacon
Okay.
Lodge.
You're in the Beacon Lodge camp, and your brother and Mark are in the Camp Light camp.
Oh, is Mark in a Camp Light scheme?
Yep, I'm running one.
Oh, Mark, you're the man.
Yep, I got Camp Light, Para Push, and Delta Rescue.
Well, good luck to you guys tonight in this race. This track doesn't get its nickname Monster Mom for nothing, so let's hope you all stay clean and get up front.
Yeah, hopefully we can put it for you.
Alrighty, well, we look forward to watching you. We'll keep an eye on you all night.
All right.
Thanks, Flip.
Alrighty, night. We're going to jump in here to the race control person here real fast. Mike, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Well, we're trying something new on screen tonight, so if you want to try to check that out later and let me know what it sounds like, feel free. It might be something that we get to see in the future, but we'll see how it goes tonight. But, for you, what do you see going on with the race tonight, this being at the Monster Mile?
So we're at Dover tonight. Looks like we're running 60 laps. Looks like there's a few new faces in the crowd tonight. So, that could play a factor in tonight's race for sure. I mean, Dover's usually hit or miss. It's either a clean race or it could be crash fest. So it could go either way. Really depends how many trucks we get tonight. Right now, it doesn't look like we have too many, so we're looking on the better side of things. But again, with,
Should about 12 if you don't run.
what was that?
I said, when it's looking about 12, you don't run.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna run. Unfortunately, I'm having issues with my pedals. At the beginning of the week, I completely lost my throttle pedal right before loading into my race session for the league that I race in. So I actually ended up having to reconfigure my pedals and use the clutch pedal as a throttle and drive with my left foot. So I don't think I'll be racing tonight.
Interesting for sure. Yeah, that definitely becomes interesting for sure whenever you're running feet that aren't made drive.
Yeah, especially with the clutch pedal, it has clutch pedal has a little bit of resistance to it, so that kind of definitely made for some hard times. But yeah, so need to get that fixed as soon as possible. Looks like I'm gonna be buying some new pedals after the holidays.
Well, it looks like we're about done with qualifying. I think my screen's a little bit behind here.
Yeah, well, we're going into qualifying now, so he advanced session from practice, so it looks like we're gonna go into qualifying. So yeah, so looking at the list right now, it looks like, definitely a couple of new faces in there. Mike Toomer Jr., I don't recall him racing yet. Looks like Joseph Atchison might be a new one.
Well, I know jumped out at me was Mark
Then Tuma.
and Tuma.
Yeah, that looks like a new one. Jonathan Herbert looks like could be a new one. So yeah, so definitely a good mix of new faces tonight.
Yeah,
So we'll definitely see how they meld in with everybody else and see what kind of racing we get.
we're watching Mark and Tuma on track running another Camp Light scheme to fit in with his teammates. So it's going to be interesting to see how that team progresses here this season.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I know we're a few races into the season. I know we're still trying to actively get more drivers. Our goal is to get a full field one of these days. One of these days we'll get a full field of like 30 trucks. That would be awesome. I know someone reached out to Dave not too long ago, I think, about having a team of 5 drivers come in and race. So I'm not sure if that's the new faces we've seen tonight or what, but either way, the league is definitely growing, and as I'm watching the list grow right now, actually, a bunch of people say they just jumped in. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the last couple weeks we've had not short truck counts, but I mean, on average, maybe about 15 trucks or so.
That's the about
Which,
average all year.
yeah, so it's not bad. I mean, puts on for some clean racing, some good racing, but I know we're definitely looking to get like 25, 30 trucks on track and definitely make for a better show. So we'll see what happens.
Well, looks like we're going to have a shake-up up at the top of the field so far as we're waiting on Matthew Karakoff to get his qualifying lap done. But as usual, Brent and Ian are up at the top. Mark Santuma is up there in 4th. And the second's going to be with Todd Danbury.
Yeah, Brett Karakoff put down a pretty fast lap there with a 23.0. So looks like he's got a pretty significant lead over second place over Todd Danbury. So that's gonna play a big factor in tonight. So we'll have to keep an eye on that off the start of the race and see if he gets a huge jump right off the start and gets a big jump off of the field.
And we'll see here as his brother is currently running this qualifying lap. That's double zero of Matthew Karakoff.
So it's funny. So Matt Karakoff. So actually, I run a pro truck league on Wednesday nights, and I know you're actually one of the sponsors. Leaguer Farms is one of the sponsors of that league, and Matthew Karakoff actually joined. We ran a practice race last night, and he loved the setup. He said it was real fast, and I asked him about his brother joining, Brett, and his response to me was, "I'd rather him not join because I'd rather win." So I thought that was pretty funny. So it's good rivalry between those two brothers. It looks like Matt won't let his brother get a win, but I don't know.
3,000 or 300 of a second.
Yeah. And as we're talking about it, Matt takes the pole, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting as they get front row, and their other two teammates of Ian and Mark will take the third row. So,
Well, I wonder if the two brothers will take off on the field, or it's either they're going to take off from the field and work together and get a pretty significant lead on the field, or they're going to sit there and battle each other and slow each other down and give the second row a chance to pull out in front.
That'll be interesting to see as we get ready to go here. So we're going to break for our flag, our national anthem, and we'll get back here to the track.
Right, it sounds like a plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Alright, we're back here at the track. Early was being, oh man, the teammates get together. After the match is still in the 24 round and down to the inside barrier. Hopefully we'll do that Georgia race. And we are rolling up to 0-0. Dave Stent, is out on track. I gotta figure out how to say that last name again. Simpson, maybe? Dave Simpson? Rocking a different pace than what I can remember. Ryan, looks like he's running for O'Reilly. In that black and green. Ford. Jonathan Herbert in the Chevrolet, number 34 Chevrolet. One thing I will say about this group is they definitely have a nice mix of the manufacturers. Both 7 and 4, but there are a few points within the mix of 12 trucks as well. Simpson currently has their fast lap in track to the 23.09. So really, I can tell, it's going to be anybody's race this evening. We're looking at number 12, Mike Toomey Jr. He has that Google picture on the hood. Looks like I might be an Android finger on the back, a PlayStation on the side with had a gun. Not sure if I'm saying some of these things right. But he's on his back out on track after getting the truck picked up after beating an inside Jersey barrier. Good thanks to Matthew. He has 0-0. Driving for 11-11 there. In week chat, turning speaks about 11-11. It's a great work they do for the veterans. Matt Barrett with the fight. I'm sorry, not the fight, but the huge lead. With the double zero there, it is for what the world needs to stretch. He's now upside down, up into the outside wall. Tearing up the Pennsylvania line, he can launch the ability to throw it off my tongue. Beautiful paint job done up by Figure Farm Paint Shop. You can find out more about them and the broadcast Figure Farm TV or Figure Farm Television on their webpage of Figure Farm Gaming. Webmail, I think it is. I know it's at least Figure Farm Gaming website. Other than that, I can't think of it up off. Well, is it bad or is it okay? I was trying to sound like maybe it was announced off the track, so we'll see how it plays out. Trying something different here with the voice, trying to get to where maybe it sounds like more of a broadcast type thing. We have Greg Faircroft here in the silver, or white, I'll call it a white, truck there, of course, running for Camp Light. I do believe I still have the Camp Light stuff up. I'm not sure when this is expired, but there are, for Christmas, they're doing the Give the Gift of Christmas, or Give the Gift of Summership, I'm sorry, to Camp Light. You can find out more at camplight.org. Definitely a great organization as we're watching Greg Faircroft go around track here. Again, this is the Extreme Truck Series. They're finishing up warm-up right now. Got about 3 minutes, 50 seconds as it rolls on to pit road here. Mark Antuma is out on track. His yellow white truck. Not sure who else got on there for sponsors, but he looks like he's got the YouTube above the rear wheel. Not sure who's on the back. See if we can make sense of what some of these sponsors are. If he's up in the top with his teammates, we'll definitely see about talking to him after the race. Ian Ogden back out on track. Josh Brown is a name we haven't talked about so much. He's a newer driver, I think, to the series in that number 14. Running for the JMB pressure washing. So YouTube on the back corner is 12 with JMB Team Racing as the team, I'm thinking. Again, he's following Mark Santuma. That's Fairchild. His third right now in warm-up with the 23:12. His brother Brett has set the fastest time with a 23:09. I wish I could get that to go out further so I can tell you what their fastest laps actually are. Because from what I see, Fairchild's got a 23:09 and Dave Steinson has Simpson has a 23:09. So those separators just by a small margin there at the top of the field, as always qualifying between the Fairchild brothers, they were separated by just a shade on the board. So we're going to have to be pretty attention up there at the front. We're going to want to try to keep these trucks as great as possible with the sheet metal. Don't want to tear the sheet metal up too bad, as that can definitely hurt us here. Wind is coming down the lap time that close together. Definitely, Michael, if you think it's too much, just let me know and we'll get it, change it back. We're going to roll with the voice the way it is right now. Just to add a little bit something different for the stream, I guess. As it goes back into the outside wall, sitting down in front of, I think that was Mike Toomey. Or no, yeah, that was Mike Toomey that he sat down in front of, unless it was the 93 there. There was Simpson. I'll get it right at some point. It looks like we're winding down with warm-up, and we'll be heading into the race. So let's have just a quick word from one of our station sponsors of White
The
Plains
only
Rock.
thing worse than being stuck at home is being stuck at home without coffee. We can't let that happen. Browse our selection and order online. From sweet to tangy, hot or iced, we have something for you. White King Coffee, because every cup makes a difference. Cheers.
All right, we're back here. It looks like we're about done with warm-up as they just crossed the finish line here. Now on to our main event here this evening. 60 laps is your feature. As we're getting ready to look at your grid right now. Here we got on the front row, we got Matthew Terracoff and Brett Terracoff. In second row, we got starting third, Todd David Bowman. In the third row, that's going to be Ian Ogden and Mark Santuma. In row number 4, that's going to be Dave Simpson and Barney Sigmund. Row 5 goes to Josh Brown and Mike Toomey Jr. Row number 6 is Jonathan Herbert and Michael Newton. but I don't believe Michael Newton's taking the grid. Joseph Atchison, that's a name I've not seen too much, but I do not see him gridded up as well as we're getting ready to get out on track. Coming to the road now. They're on the bottom side of the track heading to the leader, pole sitter. Oh, nice fair cross. So pretty cool to see Camp White and Big Lodge being represented up here on the front row. Back in row number 4, there is yet another Camp White truck. That's the new one that I've seen, driven by Mark Santuma in that number 13. As Camp White across the hood of that truck, with his teammate Ian Austin to his inside. So we've got teammates 1 and 2, and the second half of the team is back there in this is 6. So we'll see if Ian and Mark can get up there to battle the top 2, or if the top 2 are going to decide to stay straight as we're coming out of turn 4 here. Double up, pace trucks on pit road. Green flag wave, they are down and away. Out to the side, the straight down into turn 1. That gets up to a great jump coming into turn 1. Brett follows in line, gonna hold single file. Looks like everybody's going single file for this first lap, all the way through the field. First battle we have is here with Dice, and double here of David Coleman. Let's go up a little bit. Looks like the 37 is going to look to the inside of Mark Danbury. Ian Austin's looking down here up front to see if he can get up to that 3rd position. This round 69 of Bob Binder. Up front, out front, Brett Harris up there in 2nd. I didn't imagine the Pancakes are going to win this year. Pancakes last week, from what I understand, so I was not here to witness it. And they are down and away. The Magic are definitely looking to get his win. Not sure why that's not coming up, but there we go. So we're on 4 laps out of 60 here at the Montemala of Dover. Back there in 4th place, got even on this field. Kind of hanging in, trying to see about getting into the back to that 69. 69 is not the area. Looks a little weak coming off of turn 3. Or that, no, that was turn 2, sorry. They're coming from 3 and 4 now. Looks better there. Coming down into the turn 1 yet again. Not much really happening on track out of yet. Look back there. Everybody still thinks single foul. As we're heading through the corners here, you gotta see where they're at. So we're, gotta catch up to them. Looks like one of them drains to the outside wall. As we're coming down into turn 1. Everybody's single foul for the most part. Nobody's having systems. Through green here. I was glad. There we go. Clean up the stuff a little bit. Sorry if there was a little bit of thing in there in the background. That's another. Not more notifications for you, so sorry about that. If you're hearing them come through. Out front is still the Faircroft brothers. Todd Woodbury is 3rd. Who's starting company from Ian Austin. I went tires 50 and 80 here. Not sure how quickly Dover keeps the tires. So tires should be an issue here this evening. It looks like Ian Austin still trying to get up there to the 69. Not plenty of laps to do, so he doesn't want to whip the tires out too much. So it looks like Dean Puma is starting to get up there. He's going to catch the draft. Now that 69 up on the top side. I was going to wonder if Bandu was going to take it. There it goes. It's underneath. Going down. Back stretch down into turn 3. Bandu makes too much there. So you've got the team output Greg Faircroft. I'm sorry, Matthew Faircroft. Second will be Greg Faircroft. He's got Eaton and Mark Van Tillman. So the teammates are all running together now. Looks like that is John Herbert down there on the east slow. Not exactly sure what happened. But he is slow coming back onto the track now. Todd Danbury there in 69. Martin Smith in that beautiful Canadian machine at number 37. Starting to get company here on his back from David Bowman and Dave Simpson. Simpson in that number 93. Looks to the inside of 701 of base. Not quite anything to have for him there as they come down to the back stretch. Oh, I'm sorry, front stretch. I'm getting a front back stretch around here. As we're looking through the fielders, looks like Greg Faircroft is out front, but Matt Faircroft's out front. Brett is slowly reeling them in along with his teammates. Looks like he's got a lap car in the mix there. That might be gone out. There's a who missed the good, but is out there now trying to turn some laps in that 88 Hexagon Haviland machine. All the way around okay, down the front stretch they go, down to the turn number 1. Greg Faircroft leads them. Whoa, not sure why I linked out there for a quick second, but we're all back together now, all good to go. Up front, Will Martin Dantuba trying to run at that number 24 of Ian Austin now. Now it's around the front stretch. 88 into the wall. Side of Brett. All the big run of 1, 2, 3, 4. All linked up all 50. All want that wedge. And one thing I find funny, they're all teammates, 3 other men aboard, and he's not but he said that Toyota. Kind of interesting. He's driving Ford, he's driving that Toyota. As he's looking to the inside of Brett Faircroft, Mark's going to see if he can ride with him. If he's got a run, and Hobson gets into the outside wall, coming down into turn number 1, or that's 3. Might be turn number 3. So he gets straight back out. Nope, that was the front stretch. And Mark's going to try to get to the run coming into turn 3 and 4. Get past Brett. Now Mark's looking to the inside of Hawkins. Mark is looking really strong out there at the moment. Back farther in the back, it's all single file. All the action is up front currently. Now you see the field is kind of strung out. Everybody's kind of single file. The next battle we got looks to be here for Todd Danbury. He's got company from 12 of Mike Toomey Jr. That'll be your battle for 9th and 10th. Back to front though, Mark Van split some distance between Ogden and Faircroft back there. As we're about 20 laps into this. Matthews out front, unpredictable at the moment. His brother back here in 4th position. Looks like the 24 of Ogden has hit the apron, bringing it to pit road. Not too sure how many tires they have this evening. But hopefully no cross steps. It looks like Faircroft, Matthew, has found the outside wall a couple of times. That right side has just grazing paint stuff there on the outside, on the right side of that truck. As you see, similar to that, touching that outside wall. He don't want to do that too often. Is that Will Smith slightly slow down and let Mark and Truman catch it. And Truman there in that camp like number 13, looking really great out there. Number 57, Top here in third now. Matthew on pit road. That'll hand the lead over to Marksy and Sigma. As Austin's coming back out on the track. So it looks like we're going to put that through some greenside stop here, possibly for tires. As Rick Beartop there in second. He's possibly going to Dave Coleman there in third. In fourth. Josh Brown fifth. Mike Toomey there in sixth. Scott Denver on pit road. Magic Beartop finishing his stop and pulling out. Trying to get down before the leader steps back up to him. As there comes Austin there, right behind him. I think they're sitting on the same lap. Austin's got the run, going good by Matthews. They're both going to want to try to stay ahead of Dan Truman to avoid going another lap out. Currently they're 1 lap down. Johnson's 2 laps down. Herman's 4. Newton's out. The blue teams are racing for the season, so that kind of makes sense. Marksy and Truman out front in that number 13. Brett Beartop in the number 57. Josh Brown is number 14. They all seem to like that outside wall coming off the turn 4. Mike Toomey there in third. Bill Patterson in the number 88. Magic Beartop is the number 00. Ian Austin in the 24. Nolan is the 001. Starting machine. Dave Simpson there in the 93. Todd Danbury in the 69. Marty Simpson coming back out on the pit road in the number 37. Norton Herbert, a few laps down, and there is 12. So right now, Marksy and Truman is out front. Happening all by himself at the moment. But Brett Beartop there in second. They're kind of hoping that Mark's probably hoping there's a caution. Maybe not. We'll have to figure that out. Josh Brown there in third. We've reached, we're about so what do you think there, Randy? I'm wanting to know. Marksy Truman out front. Brett Beartop there in second. Josh Brown in third. Magic Beartop fourth. Josh Austin, Ian Austin in fifth. Goes back to sixth. David Rubin in seventh. David Simpson there in eighth. I was trying to make it sound like I was almost talking to the loudspeakers or something at the track, so I don't know if I can see that or not. But if it don't work out, if I don't get the feedback I'm looking for, we'll take things next week. Well, this is too bad we shouldn't do this week, so we'll figure that out here. It looks like we got Marksy and Truman finally on pit road. Josh Brown now assumes the lead. Brett Beartop also on pit road. Brett is down in the way. Marksy gets right side at the moment, looks like. Down, get left side. That's put Josh Brown on the lap all by himself, so he is really hoping for a caution flag. But look who's behind him. There's double two of Matthew Beartop. So he's going to be back on the lead lap. All right, I didn't know it sounded that bad there, Randy. We'll fix that here.
Kind of fun trying to mess around, find something that works a little bit. I don't know if I cleaned it up or not. Not, let me know. We'll get it back another way. All right, okay. We'll get it. We'll get it changed here.
That should be a little better. So we got Matthew Karikoff out front. Ian Ogden in second. Josh Brown was in third, but he's on pit road. He's going to drop down a little bit. David Bowman will assume fourth position, and Mark D'Antuma there in third. So we got teammates first, second, and third. Those are your camp trucks, we'll call them. You've got Camp Light. I'm sorry, no, not your camp trucks. Mark D'Antuma's for Camp Light. Ian Ogden there for 1111, and Matthew Karikoff there for Beacon Lodge. For the Pennsylvania Lions. I love to find something that actually makes me sound like I'm in a broadcast booth a little bit. We'll keep messing with that over time and figure out something. Matthew Karikoff out front. Ian Ogden there in second. Not sure if he'll have anything as we're getting down to 23 laps to go here. 22 laps this time by. I guess it's 23 laps because there's that much distance between Matthew and Ian. Let's take a look at the track map and we'll see exactly how far apart these drivers are from one another. So looking at the track map, we have it up by car number now. So there in the top right corner of the screen, you see the track map. There's 00. There's the 24. So they're about a turn apart. About a straightaway apart, I should say. As Ogden is coming out of the corner, Karikoff is going in. So Ogden's going to try to find a way to get ground made up. But there is this between second and third. Mark's coming on the straightaway, hits the start-finish line. And Ian is about halfway through, almost all the way through the quarter. We'll see if the 13, looks like the 13 is catching them, little by little each lap. Not sure what's going on with Ogden, if he turned the tires up too quickly when he changed them. But it does look like the 13 is slowly catching them. As we're winding down the laps here in this one, we've got 20 laps to go. Matthew Karikoff still out front. Ogden hasn't made up much ground, if any at all, as Karikoff's going to put another truck in the rearview mirror there. That's the 88 of Joseph Atchison. Ogden battling with the 34. Nope, that is the okay, hold on a moment. I got to figure that out. So we got a few trucks coming to pit lane here with 18 laps to go. They're going to try to short pit this second pit stop. Try to see if that gives them any advantage here. As Karikoff out front, 18 laps to go. He pushed it to 30 laps before on those tires. Does he think he can do it again? And Puma there in the 13 now has taken over second place from Ogden. Of course, we did not see that take place. Brett Karikoff back here coming out of turn 4 now as the others are already through. So there's a good distance between Brett and Matthew. about a half a lap, I think. Yeah, it looks to be about a half a lap between Brett and his brother Matthew. Ogden just trying to hold on to that podium spot. Brett is going to try to reel him in somehow, as he's now working on the 69 of Todd Danbury, who is a lap down. Looks like the top 5 trucks are on the lead lap so far. 6th and 7th are 1 lap down. 8th and 9th are 3 laps down. Stinson there in 10th. He's 4 laps down. Simpson's 5. 12th and 13th are out of this race. Pretty decent race. Has nothing too crazy been going on. As Matthew Faircroft is back on pit road, that's going to hand the lead over to Mark Dantuma. Will that allow Dantuma to win this one? With 14 laps to go. Not sure exactly where fuel window stands and all that. We'll have to see how this one plays out, as Ogden's there in second place. Going to try to wheel him in. Brett Faircroft coming out of turn 4 now is still trying to reel in the top 2. David Moolman there in 4th, coming back out on the pit road, from pit road. Josh Brown there in 5th. Mike Toomey Jr. there in 6th. Matthew Faircroft coming out on pit road now. He's 1 lap down. Brown, Toomey, and Faircroft are all lap down. That looks like David Moolman there in 4th coming around. He's going to dive it on the pit road. Mark Dantuma there out front. Not sure exactly what his pitch strategy was. Let's take a look at the pitch strategy just to see what drivers might be able to make it to the end. Dantuma definitely played it late in the pit stop. Looks to be about lap 31 he pitted. So will that allow him to go the distance? He's got company on the back of the 37, who is a lap down. That's a Barney Six. So is Mark going to kind of take it easy for the last 2 laps? Has 10 laps to go. The only other truck that pitted around the time that Dantuma did was the 20, or is the 4th place driver of Josh Brown. But he's looking like he could be getting into some trouble there, as the 13 of Mark is looking to possibly catch him a lap down. Ogden's back here in lap traffic. Brett Faircroft back here trying to catch up to him. So as Ogden's battling lap traffic, that's going to help Brett catch him. As we're coming around to 8 laps to go. Unfortunately, pitch strategy may get the best of Matthew. Fast truck all night. This unfortunate pitch strategy did not play out into his role and in his favor here this evening. As we got Mark Dantuma there out front still. There's 69 of Todd Danbury. Looks like he's going to try to run a little bit and just stay on fuel. As there you see the 24 of Ogden coming out of turn 4. Where's that 13 mid corner? So there's still about a corner, about a straightaway difference between the 13 and the 24 for distance between first and second. As looks like Brett Faircroft is now your second place truck, getting around the 24 of Ian Ogden. 14 of Josh Brown is back down the track a little ways. Keeping an eye on that rear view, as right behind him is the leader of Mark Dantuma. Looks like Mark's not really pushing the truck too much, but he's trying to make sure he stays enough for this run here at the end with 5 laps to go. Coming around, it's going to be 4 laps to go. Will Mark have what it takes to stay out front of the Carricoff brothers and Ogden, who have been so dominant all season long? I'm sure they're great to have them on the team, and it would still be a team member winning. That still don't matter. I know Matthew was really looking to get the win here this evening. But Matthew is definitely trying his hardest, but I just think it's going to be a little too much, a little too late kind of thing. As he is going to end up getting around a couple of these trucks. But unfortunately, he needed them to pit, and they did not. Or he needed a caution flag with him being out front. But he definitely has the truck that could have been up there to finish this. As much faster as the guys up front, he just is not going to have the time to get back around. As there you see him, he's getting back up there to the bumper of his brother. Brother's running back to back at the moment. Matthew's looking to the inside. Brett wanted to take some wall home with him. As final lap, Mark Puma out front. We'll have to find out from him if this is his first week here or if he was here last week. I'm not exactly sure. Brett Carricoff's going to come home second, and Ian Ogden in third. If everything holds out to be true, coming around for the finish, Mark D'Antuma there in first. Brett Carricoff second. Ogden third. Josh Brown will be fourth. Matthew Carricoff will finish fifth. Looks like he will finish on the lead lap, though. No, he'll finish 1 lap down, I think. Keep an eye on that as the ticker rule 5. And most likely he will finish 1 lap down. Not exactly sure. We'll have to see here. So that is your race this evening. We're going to go and turn it over now to some interviews. After we look at our finished results here. They come up. There we are. Mark D'Antuma, they're in first. Brett Carricoff second. Ian Ogden third. Josh Brown will finish fourth. Matthew Carricoff fifth. Mark Toomer Jr. in sixth. Dave Mulman, they're in seventh. Todd Danbury finishing eighth. Finishing ninth is Dave Simpson. 10th is Barney Sigmund. 11th, Jonathan Herbert. 12th will go to Joseph Atchison. And 13th, he's on the grid, but that is your race controller for the evening, Michael Newton. So as we go here, we're going to check over with the race winner now, third place finisher of Ian Ogden. We're just going to jump into the team chat again. They're all pretty cordial about it. So, we'll get their take here on the end of the race. And we're looking at third place there of Ogden. Oh, Michael, you're in here. Didn't realize you jumped in. Michael, I didn't realize you jumped into the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I've been in here sitting quietly.
Oh, good. Well, we're going to bring in our third place finisher of Ian Ogden. Ogden, you got a copy on Adam. It's up here in the booth.
I do, yes, sir.
All right. Well, didn't quite have what it took to stay up here with your teammates this evening, but you still pulled off a podium finish in that 11-11 truck.
Yeah, got some damage early there. Had to pit a couple laps earlier than I would have liked to. But I was able to save enough gas to run out right as I crossed the finish line. So that was good.
Yeah, that is good. So your takes on the race? I know Matthew led and was dominant most of the race, but he ended up taking a pit stop late in that race, which seemed to be what did him in.
Yeah, we both had to pit there a little earlier than we wanted due to damage. So he had to pit to get a splash and go there at the end, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think he would have definitely had the third place, if not second place car.
Well, definitely, you guys definitely look good out there. You have sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, absolutely. 1111 Veteran Project and Racing for Heroes, my team down there. Most of us are from Virginia. Mark Dantuma, who has joined us now. I don't think he's from Virginia, but Brett and Matt and Mark. I know all of those guys for a while now. It's really fun to run with them, and we like to talk a little smack on each other during the race, so it makes it fun.
Most definitely. You guys definitely seem to have fun out there. But you have yourself a great evening. Enjoy that third place finish. And we're going to bring in our second place finisher here momentarily.
Still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh, you're all good. You have yourself a wonderful evening, and we'll catch back with you hopefully next week.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see how it goes.
You've definitely been on the roll here this season with staying up at the front, along with your whole team pretty much has stayed up front.
Yeah, we're trying, that's for sure. We'd like to stay up there and stay out of the trouble a little bit and see where we end up at the end.
Alrighty, well, we'll catch you later, and we're going to bring in the second place finisher now.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, Brett, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so what was your take on racing the Monster Mile here this evening?
It was going good for a little bit, and then we all kind of got into each other. Ian pushed up the track there a little bit, got in the wall. I couldn't slow down, so I got some nose damage, and I had to back off the throttle to make the fuel window and not blow up. So I lost a lot of ground to Mark.
Yeah, that definitely. Mark was on a roll. I know your brother was also on a roll this evening until he had the short bit.
Yeah, I mean, Mark was one that didn't make mistakes, right? So, Ian and I got into each other, and then Matt got in the wall, and Mark was left standing.
Yeah, Mark definitely had a good truck, but you also have a great looking truck out there for Camp Light this evening.
Yeah, we got the Christmas Camp Light truck going for this week and next week, and once again, just supporting them and trying to raise money for Camp Light and get them the support they need.
Yeah, but definitely, it's such a great organization you guys are running for with your team, and really like to see things like that coming about.
Yep, they've taken off. Their Christmas program took off this year. They've sold out and raising a lot of money and raising a lot of cheer while they do it.
So their Give the Gift of Summer Camp is completely sold out then?
Well, what's sold out is their Christmas program. They have a Grinch house and a Santa. You can meet Santa and make cookies and.
Okay.
Yep. So they really do a lot for kids, and you can go and donate some money and support the cause.
Okay, that sounds great. That's a wonderful whenever organizations like that can be sold out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you go enjoy your second place. We're gonna catch a few words here with our winner.
Yep, Mr. Consistency.
Yeah, he definitely was consistent. I know Matt was trying to take home some of the wall with him tonight.
Yeah, I think we all were.
Alrighty, you have words. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
All right, Mark, you got a copy on me?
I got a copy.
All right. So, understand your teammates call you Mr. Consistent out there this evening.
Yeah, that's really just kind of my racing style. I'm not the fastest guy out there, but seem to be able to turn consistent laps that just kind of get you to the end.
Well, you also were one that wasn't trying to take home that outside wall with you.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. If you leave that alone, your race goes much, much better.
Maybe you need to teach your teammates how to do that.
They normally know how to. It was probably just an intimidation factor of having me in
Mm.
here.
It seemed like everybody had trouble with that outside wall though coming off of the corners. It seemed like corner exits. That's where they seem to want to find that outside Dover wall.
Yeah, it's a fine line when I try and drive the truck off the right rear basically to get off the corner to keep it from pushing up there. But if you miss just a little bit, it can go for a ride and it's a pretty quick end.
They're saying you're almost trying to run it almost similar to a dirt car here.
Exactly. Yeah, you're almost hanging it out. You don't want to hang it out too much because then it gets mad at you and the tire goes away. But you just kind of drive it on that right rear a little bit. Use the throttle to turn.
Alrighty. Well, I noticed that for your team, you've got Camp Light on the front of that truck as well. Um, so we had two Camp Light trucks finish first and second. Must be feeling good. How long have you been with the team? Is this your first week, or were you here last week?
This is my first week with the team here. I've raced with them in other series in the past, but this is my first time joining here.
You definitely joined the league and come in with a notion to win. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to announce your presence, but now I'd probably put a target on my back.
Well, it's sad to say, I think the team itself has a target.
True, it looks like they've just from what I've seen of the broadcast here the last couple of weeks, it looks like they're definitely uh, carving people out.
Well, the race that sticks out in my mind is you go talk to your teammate Ogden about his Bristol race, where you know caution in the middle of green flag stops kind of set him up for it, but he ended up lapping the entire field that evening.
We were actually just talking about that before I came into the booth here about what happened at Bristol.
Yeah, pretty amazing to watch these guys. I must say, this league, um, even though they're getting 12 guys, 12, 15 guys, they are all running clean. You don't see the messes that you see in other leagues that I've been a part of. But again, that sometimes comes with the larger car counts too.
True, but still running 60 laps here at Bristol without a caution. That's an accomplishment. So that just shows you the quality of the drivers out there.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, even with this lower car count, you could have had guys spinning it coming out of the corners real easy here at Dover.
Absolutely. And here, those close as fast as you run, when one guy spins, it quite often takes someone else out with them.
Yeah, this track isn't your widest track. So you got sponsors you want to thank here this evening.
I just want to thank Camp Light and Parrot Polish. Those are the two guys that have stuck with me through the entire my entire career. So I appreciate their help.
We definitely enjoy giving the shout outs here and um, shout outs whenever I can. So, uh, well, you enjoy your win this evening. Celebrate with the team as the team has locked in the top three on the podium once again. Uh, all four of you are in the top five, so that ought to be a good night for the team. I know there's been a few that have been wanting to win, but they'll get there. We'll get them. They'll get a win eventually, I'm sure.
Exactly. I just feel a little bad for Matt. He always seems to have a little bit of bad luck. Just can't pull it off because he definitely had the truck to beat tonight.
Oh, I can definitely feel for Matt. I've been in quite a few races myself, where I feel like I've got the car to beat, and just for some reason, somebody seems to find a faster line, or I find trouble, or something goes
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
on. Alrighty, well, it was great talking to you, Mark. I hope you really enjoyed the series here, and definitely making a statement for yourself coming out here your first week with the series and coming out and getting the win.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, well, you have a great night there, sir.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
All right, Michael, you got a copy there now. Our wonderful race controller.
Yes, sir. You know, it's funny. I was just looking in the Discord while we're going over the interviews, and before the race actually started, Barney was actually in the Discord talking about how there's going to be a new winner tonight, someone we haven't seen win yet. Uh, Little did we know it would have been Mark Dantuma. Barney was referenced towards Matt Karakoff. Unfortunately, I mean, he definitely had the truck to beat tonight, and for most of the race, it looked like he was going to get his first win, and Barney was going to be right. But yeah, unfortunately, like I said, that pit strategy at the end just miscalculated things just a little bit, and ended up having to go in, topping off that fuel to make sure he made it to the finish. So, unfortunately, another night of bad luck for Matt. But yeah, he's getting closer and closer. So I think we'll definitely see Matt get up there and get his first win very soon.
No. All right. So yeah, definitely Matt had a pitch strategy gone wrong, but I also understand that it could have been some damage he partake. Also, Matt was really, really wanting to take home outside Jersey barrier wall with him today, and or at safer barrier wall. So instead of him trying to take it with the truck, he could have just asked him to take it.
Yeah, it's funny. A couple guys were getting into that wall today. It's almost like someone put a magnet in it in that wall tonight, because I want to say half the field was had bounced off of that wall at some point tonight. Um, we've seen I don't know if it was Ian or one of the trucks bounced off the wall right in front of another truck, and got tagged in the rear end.
Yeah, I know Ogden had that happen.
Yeah, that could have ended up real bad, real
Well, this
fast. But
track, I will give a shout out to all the drivers of the league because they all drove it well, even hitting that outside wall where I've seen guys bounce off that wall and bring it clear down across the track. Again, these guys, if they bumped the wall, they kept it up high and just kept running their lap. They didn't fight it too much.
yeah, and that goes back to kind of like what I was saying before the race too, about how these guys are real good at running a clean race. Um, you know, I got to give props. Like I said, this is one of the probably the cleanest leagues that I've been a part of. Uh, these guys just every week they have a ton of respect for each other, and all race. I know you can't hear it in the broadcast, but all race, everybody's communicating over the radio. Letting people go by, like they realize if someone behind them is faster. And instead of holding them up, they let them go by and race their race. And so a ton of respect between these guys, and I think that's what goes into the making of how clean these races are. Just like I said, instead of sitting there and holding people up and forcing them to make a pass and stuff, like I said, a lot of these guys will just realize if someone's faster than you, just let them by and keep running your line. And so yeah, I got to give a lot of credit to these guys and the way they all race each other. So
Most definitely. So, unfortunately, like I said before, I was unable to be here last week for that close of a finish. Must have been something great to watch.
Yeah, that was an awesome race last week. Like I said, unfortunately, we couldn't catch it on broadcast, but yeah, it was a fun race. Like I said, that finish was wild. So it definitely would have been cool for everybody else to see it. But we'll have another one. I know that won't be the only finish like that season. So we'll definitely see another finish like that at some point.
Oh yeah, especially when you get to the super speedway stuff. With the group of guys you got here, definitely going to be close on the super speedways. These short tracks like Dover, these mile tracks, or tougher. So they're going to be tougher. I noticed a lot more strung out. Similar, we've seen similar tonight as what we did at Bristol. Everybody was strung out, single file, and it was pretty much just one guy's race. And pitch strategies will decide it pretty much.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if after tonight we start seeing some new strategies forming up and maybe even some new teams. It seems like this new super team we got going on here with Mark, Ian, and the Karakoff brothers. They're really dominating this whole league. So look, like you said, they got some targets on their backs now, and even in the Discord you can see some talk going on. About some targets, some bounties we got going on now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some other drivers teaming up with each other and trying to take down this super team here and maybe get some new faces up there in the win. But yeah, definitely awesome race by Mark. Coming in first time with these guys and winning the race like that, dominating. He was out front for most of that race. It was pretty much between him and Matt Karakoff swapping back and forth between the lead, and so it was pretty fun. It was a big guessing game for most of the race. Who was going to take it home between Mark and Matt?
I was looking at Matt because he was definitely out front quite a bit, but unfortunately pitch strategies and the outside wall just did not want him to have it this evening.
Oh yeah, well once he took new tires, I mean he flew around that track. I mean he was on the Amtrak Expressway or something because I mean he went around everybody, and that's probably the quickest I've seen someone get around the whole field.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So that was pretty fun to watch. I was waiting for him to do it a second time, and unfortunately, say we just ran out of laps. So yeah, unfortunate for him. I know he's got to be frustrated with that, but I mean, either way, he still had a pretty good race there. So
yeah, he had one hell. Yeah, he definitely had one hell of a race going for him. Which is unfortunately, the wall and pitch strategies had something different in store, which can happen to most drivers.
yeah, absolutely. And that's a fun thing about these leagues where you alter the setups where you have to pit. It forces you to come up with different strategies and you kind of got to be somewhat of a mathematician, I guess, alongside a race car driver. Sit there before the race and try and calculate laps and fuel percentages. I know that's something I haven't quite figured out yet. I kind of just go with the flow. I wait for the some of the faster guys to start pitting, and I start pitting with them, and so yeah, it's something you got to pick up on kind of quick, and unfortunately for Ian, he kind of lucky for him, he must have had something figured out because I mean for him to run out of fuel coming right to the finish line and still finish with second place, that was pretty cool.
He was
he lucked out there.
He was counting them laps. I
know he was counting every drop of fuel in that tank.
That he was. I mean, because I saw him back off the speed, and letting the trucks around, so I knew he was cutting it close. Definitely slowed up. You could definitely see it in the broadcast. Him slow up, tried to save the fuel, wasn't really pushing too hard, and was just trying to get it across the finish line.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was riding that clutch pedal at the end there. So, but yeah, I mean that's about as close as you can cut it right there. But like I said, luckily for him, he had a big enough gap to hold down second place. But yeah, I mean I'm excited to see what next week has in store for us. I mean, like I said, a couple new faces in the crowd. We got Mark coming in hot, winning this race. So, like I said, and with that whole team there finishing top 5, I'm sure there's going to be some bounties next week. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple guys teaming up and trying to knock down the Karakoff brothers and Mark and Ian.
Yeah, we're going to be at Kansas Motor Speedway next week. I think that's what it is. Kansas something. We're definitely in Kansas next week for our Extreme Truck Series here.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Like I said, hopefully we get a couple more new faces in the crowd next week. Get a couple more trucks in the field. But yeah, it should be fun, and we should take a little bet at the beginning of the race and see if we could point out the winner before it actually happens. See if we can guess right.
We allowed just to pick a team?
See, I think that's cheating. But
I mean, I don't even know what the name of their team is. I know they sit in the Team 5 chat all the time within the Discord. I don't know what the name of their team is.
no, I'm gonna call them the super team because like I said, it just seems like they have a stacked team going on there, and
well, you can definitely tell they put in the work.
Oh, absolutely, and we gotta figure out who the team captain is there. I wonder who's the one that's calling all the shots and getting them to those finishes.
I honestly don't know if there is one. I think it's just everybody goes out, they try their thing, and just give the note, pass the notebook around pretty much.
Pass the playbook around.
That's what I'm going to go with. I don't know if that's how it works or not. We're going to have to get with them to figure that out, I think.
Oh, I mean, every sport you got the one guy in charge. Football you got the quarterback, basketball you got the point guard. So.
Well, yeah, and usually in racing, it's the team owner or the crew chief. So.
Well, we gotta figure out who the team owner is. Who founded that whole team and put it together. I'm sure it had to be one of the Karakoff brothers.
I don't know. I just know they definitely got a stacked team over there and running really, really well. They've run well all season. I know other drivers have run well all season, keeping trucks clean. Just unfortunately, they just don't seem to have the speed on the track quite yet.
Yeah, definitely. I know. See, looking at points here, it looks like I think Dave is still holding down the points lead if I'm looking at the right thing. But Ian Ogden is sitting there second. So it looks like he's got a pretty good shot at the championship contention so far. David Moolman has been pretty consistent so far this season. He's sitting there in third and points and consistency. That's a big word for today that we're talking about. Especially with David Moolman. That's a big thing for him is just sitting there being consistent every race and kind of just sitting in the shadows and getting a good finish each race, and that's definitely helping him in the points battle.
Yeah, most definitely. So we'll definitely look forward to next week as we get ready to sign off here with Fleeger Farm TV on the pole. As we bring it back to you live again next Thursday for the Extreme Truck Series. I know some of you might be wondering also, as for a little bit we had the NASRA 360 Racing Network stuff on here, but that has transformed into their own channel, so you can check my camera workout over there at the NASRA 360 Racing Network for Mondays and Wednesdays here on Fleeger Farm TV. Other than that, we'll be here Thursday nights with the Extreme Truck Series, as you saw tonight. Great group of guys. Really great having the race controller here to speak with us after the race, give us some post-race highlights, and maybe what to look forward to next week. So everybody have a wonderful night. We'll catch you later.
Sight is one of the huge things that impacts a child's learning. And if you can step in at a young age, you can change that child's life forever.
My husband, Gene, and I go in and screen 4 and 5 days a week. If we find one child that we can help, we feel like we've done a successful screening.
Put your head up, just you. There you go. We screened a little boy. He could not see the milk on his tray. We got him glasses, and his mama said I cried. But I did not know that child could not see.
I could see with my glasses. My son was 3.5 when the Lions Club screened his eyes. We discovered that my son had amblyopia.
It's typically caused by the two eyes getting abnormal and unequal input into the brain. The parents can't tell that because the child functions normally with the dominant eye.
It's so cool.
Very good.
We started with the process of his treatment in the form of him wearing a patch so that the weak eye would be forced to work.
The devices we use today are easy to use. You can do very simple training.
And you get those green circles.
To get lions out in the field doing the screenings.
Gavin, can you look right at the front of that camera? Screening the children is fairly simple. Within 30 seconds of taking an image, we can determine if the child is referred for further testing or has passed the screening.
What really made this possible is the development of technologies that allowed the detection of risk factors for problems that cause vision loss in children.
The camera checks for 13, 14 different issues with the eye. And it brings up astigmatism, amblyopia. There's a number of issues that come up.
One of the great things is the follow-up, to really make sure that the children are being seen by a professional to get those vision problems corrected.
The biggest way that this has now grown is that the pediatricians recognize that this technology works.
Looks good.
Every referral is a success story in my mind because we found somebody that needs some help.
Lions screened over 500 kids today. How many people can say that? How rewarding that is to know that you've served your community in that manner. You don't get paybacks like that very often.
Avery's on the brink of turning 16. He's a very bright young man, and he is a very good athlete. And we attribute all these things that he's able to do now because his vision has been saved through the Lions. We all have a story as to why we joined the Lions Club. And for me, my story is personal. The Lions Club saved my son's vision.